part 3 of Call and Response Groove. This is my third video out of a 5 video segment series that I'm doing for TrueFire's 2015 Next Top Guitar Instructor competition. I hope you've been following along. All the votes, all the sharing of the video, and the info on your social networks, it's all immensely appreciated. Please remember to check out the description below the video. There should be a link there with all the supplemental material that goes with this lesson, and also a link that you can click to vote for yours truly. So, on with the lesson. Let's talk about how we're going to once again enhance the call riff that's taking the place of the 1, 4, 5 chords. In this case, my example, I'm starting with the 1 chord, which would work over E minor. This is what it's going to sound like. Let's kind of backtrack. What I originally started with initially, from the beginning, I went. Lesson 1. Lesson 2, we added sweeping up on the and of 1. Now lesson 3, this is what we're doing. So let's look at the riff, the 1 chord riff, how we're going to build this to take the place of the E minor chord. It's going to sound like that, and this is how you build it. You play the 6th string open E, you sweep up on the first 2 strings, first and second E and B, and then we're slapping on 2, playing G on the and to 2, which is the 3rd fret 6th string, 1 and 2 and. Okay, now what's going to happen? The G is going to be tied to the first half of the 3rd beat. So you'll hear me count 1 and 2 and 3 and the last half of a 3rd beat is 2/16. And what's happening there? I'm playing the 5th string open A, and then I'm hammering on the 1st fret 5th string, which is a B flat. That's the and So I've got 1 and 2 and 3 and then what's left remaining is 4 and, which is going to be the 5th string open and then the 3rd fret 6th string. So when you put it together, you got 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and you hear me and a 4. On the beginning of 4, you hear me pull back off to that open A string. So from the 3rd beat, I'm going 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and this is the and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you hear the little pull off there. It's a hammer-on pull off between the A, B flat, A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's how we're enhancing the call of this part of the lesson. Just added just a little bit more, and the same thing is going to apply when you go to the 4 chord riff for A minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's kind of like just dropping down, moving it over, and when you break it down, you have the 5th string open for A, barring the 5th fret on the 1st and 2nd strings, which is A and E, and then we're playing C at the 3rd fret 5th string. Now here comes that hammer-on pull-off. It's playing the 4th string open, hammering on the 1st fret, which is E flat, pulling it back off to D, finishing on C at the 3rd fret 5th string. 1. So 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and. That's your 4 chord riff for A minor. Now, when we apply it to B minor, our 5 chord, I'm going back up here to the 7th fret, and I'm playing and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. When we do this, 7th fret, 6th string for the B, 7th fret, 2nd and 1st strings gives us F sharp and B, 4th string open, which is a D, E, 2nd fret, 4th string, hammering on the F at the 3rd fret, 4th string, pulling off to the E at the 2nd fret, 4th string, to D, 4th string open. So I have 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and 2 and that's your 5-chord riff. So we've got scale. So in this segment we're going to look at E minor scale. Okay, so the other two scales that we've addressed in the first two lessons, E minor pentatonic and E blues, have been slightly shorter, smaller scales. This one you're looking at 7 notes, then if you count the octave or root note at the end to resolve back on, technically 8 notes. So when we put it together, for the E minor scale, it's going to go like this. We'll look at it in an open position, and then what I'll do is I'll play the other positions like I did in E minor pentatonic and E blues, and you'll see the printout in the supplemental material below to follow along and see all those outlines written out for you. E natural minor scale. Starting on the 6th string open is E. 2nd fret 6th string is F sharp. 3rd fret 6th string is G. 5th string open is A. 2nd fret 5th string is B. 3rd fret 5th string is C. 4th string open is D. 2nd fret 4th string is E. That's 1 octave. Then we continue on, we go to the 4th fret 4th string, F sharp, G, 3rd string open, 2nd fret 3rd string A, 2nd string open B, 1st fret 2nd string C, 3rd fret 2nd string D, and 1st string open E. So that's your E natural minor scale in open position. Now I'm going to walk up the neck doing the movable positions for E minor scale. And I'm going to start with 2nd position. So it's going to look like this. Starting at the 2nd fret 4th string would be my root. Okay, not 2 complete octaves. I'm actually finishing on the A at the 5th fret 1st string. 4th position goes like this. My pinky starts at the 7th fret on the 5th string. Okay, and then we have 7th. Okay, then we're in 9th. Okay, and then we have 12th. So you have 5 movable positions of E natural minor scale. Let's look at one of the licks for the response part of this lesson. This particular lick is going to have some harmony with it. And harmony is when you're, like that would be unison right there. I have an E and an E together. And basically what I'm going to be doing with this lick, it's going to consist of 8th notes in terms of the rhythm. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to keep the 1st string open, my high E, and then starting at the 5th fret on the 2nd string, I'm going to start on E, and then go to 7th fret, which is F sharp on the 2nd string, 8th fret, which is G, and then 10th fret on the 2nd string, which is A. And really all it is me walking up part of the E minor scale. And the way the rhythm's going to go, it's going to go 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... So you hear that high E, that 1st string droning, and then you hear me fretting the notes and moving up the neck on the 2nd string. So if I break it down for you, it's going to go like this. You're going to play, on the beginning of 1, you're going to play the 6th string open. This would apply when you're playing the 1 chord, the E. So 6th string open is E. And then on the and 1, I'm fretting the 5th fret on the 2nd string, which is the E, and I'm playing my 1st string open, which is the E. Playing them together. Then my 2nd fret's going to move up the neck to the 7th fret on the 2nd string, which is F sharp, and I'm going to once again play first 2 strings together. 1st string is still open. Then my middle finger is going to move to the 8th fret on the 2nd string, which is a G. I'm going to play first 2 strings together, G and E. Okay, and then I'm going to finish with my middle finger at the 10th fret on the second string, which is an A, and play A and E together, open E string. So when you put it together, it sounds 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if I play the rhythm of the one chord before this, the riff if you will, and then I'll do this lick, the response. So you've got same thing will apply if you change to the 4-chord riff. So let me show you what it sounds like with the 4-chord riff. Okay, and then the 5-chord riff over B. Okay, so that's basically a harmony lick in E minor. That will work really well. Try to place it every other measure, do your call, riff, and then do this lick in between in the measure that follows. Lick number 2 for this lesson. Lick number 2 is what I call a melodic arpeggio lick. And working over the 1 chord, you're taking the 3 notes and making an E minor chord, which are E, G, and B. The only difference is going to be is we're going to rearrange the notes and put them in a different order. So in actuality, the order is going to be E, B, G. And I'm going to continue that process as I go through the lick. So it's going to sound like this. Okay, it's a pretty cool lick. And I mean, all it is, I'm playing the notes that are in an E minor chord in your 1 chord. Let me walk you through it, how the notes are laid out. And fingering is really important with this too, being able to execute it and get yourself through it. Okay, so I'm going to also really stress fingering as I go through this too. So we have the 7th fret 5th string with the index, 9th fret 4th string with your ring finger, 2nd finger on the 10th fret 5th string, pointer on the 9th fret 3rd string, pointer jumps up to the 9th fret on the 4th string, pinky at the 12th fret 3rd string, pointer at the 9th fret 3rd string, pinky at the 12th fret 2nd string, middle at the 12th fret 3rd string, and then ring at the 12th fret 1st string. So when you put it together, and how you pick it, you can do it hybrid picking, which is what I just did, where I'm using pick and fingers. And basically what I'm doing, I'm starting my first note, I'm starting with the pick, and then the note that follows, I'm using my middle, and that's all I'm using. I'm using pick, middle, pick, middle, pick, middle, pick, middle to work my way across it. You could also just use a pick through this too. And if you do that, I would alternate your pick strokes. Okay, so I would totally try it both ways and see what works best for you overall. Now the tricky part about this is breaking down the phrasing, constructing the phrasing, the timing. So let me explain to you how you get this phrasing. Okay, so when I start at the 7th fret 5th string, that's actually a 16th note. So that's the 4th beat. That's just the very first 4th of the first beat. When I go to my ring at the 9th fret on the 4th string, that is an 8th note. So that's how you get that kind of lopsided rhythm, because you're going from a 4th beat to a half a beat. Then my middle finger shifts to the 10th fret 5th string, which is a 16th note. So I got 1 E, 1 E, and 1 E, and so that sets up the first beat. When I head into the 2nd beat, my pointer is going to the 9th fret on the 3rd string. That's an 8th note. Okay, so 2 E. And then what's going to follow is my pointer is going to jump up. Let's see. Yeah, my pointer is going to jump up to the 9th fret on the 4th string, which is a single 16th note. My pinky is going to fall at the 12th fret on the 3rd string, which is a single 16th note. So I've got 1 E and 2 E and Okay, so then when we get to the beginning of the 3rd beat, we have a tie into a single 16th. So it's just the very beginning of a third beat, which is just the fourth beat. So that's ringing through it. And then what happens is we go to the 9th fret on the 3rd string, which is a single 16th, and then pinky falls at the 12th fret 2nd string, which is a 8th note. So I've got 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and then to finish it out is 2 8th notes. I go to the 12th fret on the 3rd string. That's an 8th note beginning of 4. And then the and 4, another 8th note, 12th fret 1st string. So when I put it together, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. Okay? And it sets up that rhythm. So then what I have written out on the supplemental material, I also demonstrated, applied the same kind of melodic arpeggio over the 4 chord, which in this case would be A minor. So the order of the notes for that chord, that 4 chord, is actually A, E, C. Okay, so you're working that across. It's the same length, it's the same phrasing, and the way that's laid out, you start at the 5th fret on the 6th string, which is A. You go to the 7th fret, 5th string, which is E. That's your ring finger. Your middle goes to the 8th fret on the 6th string, which is C. Your pointer goes to the 7th fret, 4th string, A. Pointer jumps up, 7th fret, 5th string, E. Pinky, 10th fret, 4th string, C. Pointer, 7th fret, 4th string, A. Ring, 9th fret, 3rd string, E. Middle, 10th fret, 4th string, C. Ring, 10th fret, 2nd string, A. And it'll sound like this. Okay, so that's the melodic arpeggio for the 4 chord. Then really all that happens when you apply it to the 5 chord, what we just did, you just move everything up a whole step, 2 frets, and it'll work over your 5 chord B minor. And that's your melodic arpeggio riff. So if I do like a call and response, play my call riff, say like on my 1 chord, and then play the arpeggio lick that follows, it'll be like this. Okay, if I do the call and response for the 4 chord, and then call and response for the 5 chord. And there you have it. Melodic arpeggios for your 1-4-5 chords in this 12-bar call and response progression. Play it in every other measure, but be mindful that the E minor melodic arpeggio is played after the 1 chord, the A minor melodic arpeggio is played after the A minor chord, and the B minor melodic arpeggio is played after the B minor chord. That concludes part 3 of this lesson, and I hope that you find this information useful. I hope you're able to apply it right away and everything that you're playing and doing. Definitely go back if you haven't already, check out part 1 and part 2, and I think you'll see what I've been doing, how I've been layering and trying to build on the initial idea, concept that I started with. So, stay tuned. I'm Lisa Lim. Part 4 is coming your way. Please remember to vote. Description below. Click it open. Take a look. Supplemental material. Link to cast your vote. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.